Hello everyone, Karen Cecilia here. It's a great morning in Kingston. I want to send this voice note to the PMP people and PMP delegates and voters and constituency leadership and parish leadership and divisional leadership, regional leadership. I love my country and I love my party. I love my country much more than I love my party. And it's my party. Nobody can put me out of PMP. I love my country so much that I would want my party to do better, to be better, to be able to serve the country. That's how much I love my country. That I would like my country to have the benefit of a People's National Party that they have come to know over the decades. The People's National Party that care about people and don't just talk about it, but actually really, truly care about people. This People's National Party don't care about people anymore. Certainly not the leader. And that's what I want to talk to you about. This was never about the fact that Mark Golding was born in Britain and he has a British passport and all his children probably were born in Britain. We don't know. This was not about that. It's way past that. This is about not so much the crime, but the cover up of the crime. That's what this is about. The cover up, the elaborate cover up, the lens he went through to prevent us from knowing that he was born in Britain and that he has had a British passport from him born and that he never had a Jamaican passport until he was 47 years old. A big white man that travels a lot. I used to book him up at the airport, either picking up his children when they were younger, picking them up from the airport coming in from summer when I got to pick up some of mine, or sending them off. I book him up at the airport 1 and 2 times. And all the time that he has been here as a British citizen, he has never seen it necessary to get a Jamaican passport. All the time that he sat on the constituency executive of South St. Andrew, knowing that Omar Davis was grooming him to take over the seat, he never thought of getting a Jamaican passport. All the time that he sat on the PMP executive, that he became treasurer of the PMP, all the time he never thought of getting a Jamaican passport. Why? He never thought he needed it, because Jamaica is not his country, not his home, not his heritage. He has nothing here but a past of slave-owning families. That's the only history he has here. Slave-owning ancestors. And then he became the member of parliament of South St. Andrew, Tony Spalding constituency. And when he became the member of parliament of South St. Andrew, he never thought it necessary to say to somebody, I am a British citizen. He never thought it necessary. He never thought it necessary then either to do any of that. So to tell somebody, to tell Portia, to tell Omar, because Omar did not know, to tell PG, who became his best buddy after he became leader of the PMP. He never considered it once. He never thought of it as any big deal to tell them. He wasn't worried about it. If anything, he was flaunting it. Yeah, and me, Mark Golden, Jamaica people want me, forgot Jamaica house and all, yeah. I could do the thing now. Yeah, could get some dead people to vote now, trying to talk Jamaican. That was a clear indication that he was happy and glad that him is the British master who's now seemingly going to rule over the slaves again. That was what kept him from not getting a Jamaican passport, from not telling anyone that he's a British born citizen. The prospect of leading the slaves again, my God in heaven, The prospect of him, based on his ancestors, based on his ancestral bloodline, getting an opportunity to lead the slaves again. It put him on a high. He was way up there, floating like a butterfly, thinking that this is going to come to him and him don't have to give up him British citizenship and him can serve Britain well now, and they might give him a reward like they rewarded his father with the Sir. They will knight him and they call him Sir Mark Golding because he would have done well for them. Came into Jamaica and captured the natives again, and to be the leader of the natives again. I can imagine him being knighted by King Charles or William. I can imagine it because I know the history of such things. And based on the fact of what his father was, what his father came here for as a British agent, it would have been like a feather in the cap of Britain should he become prime minister. And my God, Britain would be flying high. All kind of Britain people would have down here after that, should he become prime minister, to come make sure that the natives under control again. Different era, different time, different kind of control. What control? It is the fact that he chose not to say it. And the fact that not only did he choose not to say it, is the fact that he chose not to ask anybody to help him, not to, is the fact that he also chose to cover it up. To cover it up, to hide it, to go through enormous lengths to hide it. To get a Jamaican passport in 2012 when he was 47 years old. To go to the British High Commission and applied for a British visa, to lie on that application form because he had to have lied to actually get that visa. He had to have lied on that application form. And them not going to question him. He was the leader of the opposition. Or he was a minister at the time when he did it. Minister of Justice. Mark Golding. Them not going to question him. Him get him brand new Jamaican passport and him send it in and them just give him the visa. Them not question him. And if should they have known that he has a British passport, it don't mean nothing to them. Them probably look at it and saw that as an opportunity for Britain. I don't know. I know how these people think. I know how they operate. I know that should he become prime minister, it would be a field day down in Jamaica. I know that should he become prime minister, both America and Britain, who are allies but also competitors, would be watching him. I know that he would be under surveillance by MI6, he'd be under surveillance by the CIA. Can you imagine? A British citizen, a white British citizen, just became prime minister of Jamaica. Come on, guys, buck up. Let's go. Who would trust him? Certainly not the Americans. The Americans wouldn't trust him. He couldn't go down there and have no conversation with anybody down in America. That would not be taped, recorded, and taken with a grain of salt. They both would use him. Should he become prime minister? All the countries in the world would be using him for their own benefit. All of them. America will be using him because, as I say, America and Britain have a special relationship. But that don't mean them don't spy on each other. They do. They spy on each other. They have secret for each other. Them still try one up each other. This is world politics. And Jamaica would have had a British prime minister in Jamaica. I can't even, some of you need to wrap your head around that. The prospect of that. Things change very quickly. And it would. And all the opposition would have done, them tell me, the JLP, should Mark Golding become prime minister, is make nice about it, and it would be one rotted for all. Ross would have broke down here. Because Jamaica would not be Jamaica anymore. Jamaica would not be safe with him anymore. Jesus have mercy. We don't really know what we're dealing with. Do you all know what we're dealing with? If he had gone to PJ when he became leader of the party and said to PJ, this is the state of play, PJ would have advised him immediately to give it up, denounced it, and advised the country that he has. But him never go because him not want to do it. Him not talk to nobody about it because he has no intention of doing it. He wants to keep his heritage. This is his, that his daddy gave to him. Him not have nothing here except a home and run the business. Never do any charity, nothing. He has no legacy here, no history here, nothing except him and Bunting in business. That's as far as it goes. All him tapanar, his friends them up by females, most of whom just know him and saw him, but he wasn't involved in anything because he considered himself to be British. And this is not his home, him just passing through. Him just there. I go and live. Kill time, it better for live here, so. You know? Than go about him. Nah, give up him heritage for you, so. It better for live here, so. For him do him look a business and travel to him country whenever him feel like him homesick. This was never his home. And everything that he has done or did not do clearly indicate that this was never his home. This is never his home. If he had to go through the length that he went to cover up the fact that he's a British citizen, born in Britain, never get a Jamaican passport until he was 47 years old, and got it because he was forced to, because him just get position. Renewed the passport when he was going on the diaspora tour with him and him people them, Lisa Hanna and him and Angela and the pedophile and the rest of them. And he never wanted it to look bad that everybody going on the diaspora tour with a Jamaican passport with British visa in it, and then him would have turned up with a British passport. So once again, he chose to deceive, to hide it. And he went and got himself a British visa to go enter Britain. He had every ample opportunity to say to the people around him, the people that should know, because it's not something he could have got ball out just so. It's something that he could have quietly announced. Get it out of the way. If he cared about the People's National Party, if he cared about Jamaica, he clearly does not care. He doesn't care about Jamaica. He probably consult him big lawyer friend them in a female law firm, and them tell him, say, yeah man, you're a British citizen but a Commonwealth thing, so you can become leader and you can become prime minister. No, you can't. You can't become prime minister with a dual citizenship. You cannot. The prime minister of this country must be able to go to overseas land and speak on behalf of this country and this country alone. The credibility of the citizenship of the prime minister must not be questioned by our international partners, friends, allies, and worse, our enemies. The citizenship and the Jamaicanness of our prime minister must not be questioned by our international partners. They must not have misgivings about it. They shouldn't be wondering if them talking to this guy, if them can say certain things. They shouldn't be having MI6 and MI1 and the CIA and National Intelligence Agency and all of them keeping track on him to see where I'm going to say to the next guy over there, so, because he's a British citizen. Because the first thing the CIA is going to assume in their first discussion is that if he kept his British citizenship and became Prime Minister of Jamaica, they must suspect him of something. I remember his father was a British agent. His father was sent down here with the polio vaccine to inject Jamaican people to test it out on us. And he tested it out on us and killed thousands of Jamaican children in his testing. They were always passing through. Yes, it was never them home. It's a passing through thing for them. Yeah? Here he is. And then the way I'm flaunting it now, it come out. It come out because the resistance kept pushing at him and going at him, because for some reason we just know that he's not trustworthy. We have always known that he's not trustworthy. And I made a decision from early on that he's not trustworthy and he does not have the best interest of the PMP or Jamaica at heart. I knew that from the beginning. How did I know that? I know that in my first conversation with him after he became leader. I spoke to him on the phone. And I said to him, you're quarreling about Paul being possible party chairman. Don't worry about that. You're the party leader. Paul a PMP. Paul is a committed PMP. Paul will not do nothing for hurt him party or him country. And should Paul become the chairman of the party, yes, he would support Lisa Anna, but he would be a loyal foot soldier. Just like he was a loyal foot soldier for Portia, and a loyal foot soldier for PJ, and a loyal foot soldier for Peter Phillips. Paul is a party man. I impressed that upon him. And his response to me was, yeah, but him supported Lisa. Angela supported me. That's the first instance when I know that he cannot be trusted. And him not love Jamaica, and him not love the PMP. Then when Paul became party chairman, from the very first meeting that they had, that the party chairman and the party leader should be present at, he brought Angela. He took Angela to all the meetings when Paulwell was chairman, just to push it in Paulwell's face that I don't want you as chairman, it's Angela I want. That's what he did. Not love the PMP. Not love Jamaica. Not no roots here. How can you trust somebody like that? The delegates of the NEC just elected the new chairman, and you are bring the one where you want who never get it. Not accepting the chairman. Not accepting it in good faith and give him an opportunity to prove that him love him party and him love him country. Oh no. You took the bull by the arm. That's what Mark Golding did. And took Angela Bromberg to all of those meetings when Paulwell was chairman of the party. Do you know how hard that is to swallow? For somebody like me who works so hard for my party, can't believe a party leader would do something like that. Second time I knew I couldn't trust him was when I told him about Dayton Campbell. Told him all that there is to know about Dayton Campbell. And said it would be a bad move. It would be a bad move to put him in as general secretary. And he proceeded to tell me, boy, Dayton is him wingman. Dayton, him trust Dayton. And all them things when I say about Dayton, never hear them at a lie. People that tell upon Dayton. Because he want people around him, sycophants who will tell him, say, you're great. You're a great white hope. And he proceeded and did all of that. Then, Lisa Hanna councillors had said before the presidential election that they were not going back. Thieving, ugly, liar Lydia. The ugly one named Garrick. And one next one. Both three of them said they're not going back. They're not running back as councillors. They made that move just in case they thought Lisa Hanna was going to win. And then Lisa Hanna lost. And they went to Mark, the new party leader. And they said to him, we want to run back. And he, as the new party leader, never saw it fit to discuss the matter with the sitting member of parliament. Lisa Hanna, the sitting member of parliament who the people elected, he never saw it fit to discuss it with her. He said, go on, man, yeah, man, run back. Just tell him, go on, run back, man. Without any discussion with her. I love PMP. He don't love this country. I always know him that belong here, so he can't do anything he want. Because he says it's not his home. He not have to answer to nobody else. He only answer to king and country. Great Britain. Can't be trusted. And the Jamaican people not going to trust him with Jamaica. The guy that said it yesterday was right. Whatever little momentum he had, it gone. The Jamaican people will not elect a man with dual citizenship. That is not good for Jamaica. Him can't represent Jamaica. He has British citizenship. Him don't have Jamaican citizenship. And when him go to go talk to the international community, him not going to be talking on behalf of Jamaica. Them going to be wondering who he might talk on behalf of. It will be a field day. Kind of the same kind of field day that many white people had when Siaga became prime minister first time. Yeah? Something similar. But it will be worse this time. Because this is not Americans. It's a Britain this. And them still have a foothold in here based on the constitution that we have. The constitution is silent on the fact of whether the Prime Minister can have dual citizenship. The Constitution is silent on it, which means that the members of Parliament, all 63 of them, the next 62 of them, can go into the Parliament now and make that change. Jamaica cannot have a Prime Minister with dual citizenship. And for the past couple of days, all he's been running around and doing is flaunt it in our faces. People tell me I must renounce it, you know. And he made some comment on the TVJ interview that whatever it is he was saying, what I heard or what most people heard was, well, I'm going to argue up my citizenship, I'm going to argue up my heritage, because I'm a heritage, I'm British. I'm going to argue up my heritage. I love the monarchy. I'm not taking no order from them. I love William and Kate. I love King Charles. Met King Charles some years ago when he came to Jamaica with Prince Charles when he was younger. I was up by Strawberry Hill for breakfast one Sunday morning and he was there. But I'm not taking no order from them. I don't want them in charge of the country. Them in charge of the country right now, them play a ceremonial role. But if we should elect Mark Golding as Prime Minister, that role changed dramatically. That role would not be ceremonial anymore. It would be more sinister. And the little things that we take for granted would quietly start probably disappearing. We don't even pay attention, we don't know until it totally disappears. It's a cover-up. It's the lens that he went through to cover it up and to hide it. He could have told Portia when she made him Minister of Justice. He could have had a discussion with Mama P. Mama P is like mother to the nation. She wouldn't judge him, she wouldn't war him. She'd have sent him to the lawyers and make them advise him. And they would have advised him. And they would have said that if you don't want to give it up, at least let it be known. Tell the country. Before you go in our parliament, go write laws and talk laws. And create laws and sign laws. And thief people ideas about laws. Like him thief Raymond Price ganja idea. Before you go in there, go do that, let us tell the country. Omar brought him into South St. Andrew and he didn't tell Omar. He didn't tell Omar. Him not count the people of South St. Andrews and couldn't tell them. Them are just him slaves. Him is the master. And them is the slave. Them not think so. But I guarantee you, I promise you, all out of South St. Andrew, him regard, as in property. Him slaves. He must abide him time to show how much of a background master him is. That is his innate inheritance from his ancestors. All of his ancestors, none of them was good. Listen to me, I don't hate Mark Golding in a time for telling you. I don't hold those kind of feelings. I don't know how to hate nobody, quite frankly. I say what I have to say. And when I'm done, I'm done. If you want to continue to vex, that's your problem. That's between you, your conscience, and God. But me done. I've never hated Mark Golding. I just know that him lie, him deceptive, and him can't be trusted. When he just became leader, the authentic PMP people who did not support him, including Paulwell and Lisa and the others, him decided that he must sideline everybody. And when the whole excitement started in the party about how him behaving because him no want nobody will never support him around him, he never took the opportunity to step up to the plate and behave like a leader and say, listen, I'm the leader now and everybody's a part of this. No, he did not. He can't be trusted because he would sit down with people who didn't support him. And him and them would have a conversation about how moving forward and the way to move forward. And then he go back and talk to Bunting and Angela. And then him, no bother. Because them advise him nothing bother. Don't bother. No, man. Don't do that, man. Because leave Paulwell and Lisa them and leave them cool. We still have go for Lisa's seat. We still want Paulwell's seat. Bert them tell him, don't worry about Paulwell. We have Paulwell under control. And then Angela still give instructions to Southeast St. Anne as to how to destabilize Southeast St. Anne for run out Lisa. And him as the leader sat there and let them do it. Never once stood up and said, listen, people, if we want to win, we have to unite. If we want to win, we can't just say we're going to unite. We actually have to do it. And we have to do it in a way that is believable to Jamaican people, which means that we have to do it real. Never once did he do that. Never once. He got married to his wife in Florida. His daddy bought them tickets and sent them to Florida because the daddy never wanted Tapanars people them to know that inbreed the woman. 5 days after that, she gave birth to their first child. We are not sure where that birth took place. It could be Florida because it's 5 years later. Or they could have flown to England and that could have happened in England. We don't know yet. But we'll get into the bottom of it all. We don't have no choice. We have to get to the bottom of all of it. All know him don't say, him still keep saying that I'm on born here. Him don't born here. And that's the next shoe that him will have to take off. Before it drop, him not born here. Whatever birth certificate him have is not real. Him not born here. Him not born here because all the women in the Levy family, his mother is a Levy. And all of them, the Coens, the Levies, the Rhodes, all of them went to England to give birth to their children. None of their children was born in Jamaica. They go to England and have their children. It's a generational thing. 1 and 2 of them still do it. Quite a few of them still do it. Travel to England to give birth to their children. And that line, it's there. Just that we not look for it, but you know, me have nothing to do. I'm unemployed, we can't do anything. Once we don't clean and look about the dogs and the birds and the plants, we can't just do any damn thing. He lied. He chose not to tell us because he wants to keep it. And him calling for the election, him want the election hurry up and come. Because he would have wanted the election to happen before we find out. Jesus have mercy. What a wicked and cruel man. What a deceitful man. What am I going to do? If you tell us. What we're about it? But they're going to lick it down? No. First tell us, you have to renounce it. And at that time, if he himself had disclosed it and said, I'm going to renounce it, well, that would have been an acceptable argument. But now that you were forced to admit it and still holding on to it and wondering if you should renounce it, no, it don't make no difference. You can't be trusted because you had to people have to force you to. This is not Mark Golding's home. This is not his heritage. This is not his history. His history here is the ones who own slaves. His great people that owned slaves. That's his history. And when slavery was abolished, they wrote it down and claimed money for the slaves that they owned and got paid for them. That's his history. That's a theme thing. And it's clear when him go around talk about, yeah man, with that pan it, you know? Oh yeah, I say, yeah. And I do the full dance. And all around like damn slaves, I grin on the teeth and I run up and down and say, hey, come on, leader, yeah. Listen to me, I need to wise up, you know. I need to wise up, man. Because they take everything for granted until it start move away. And then by that time, it's too late. You need to wise up, man. And stop on the damn garbage, you know, rubbish, you know, foolishness about back to G with G. You stop it. This man have no interest in Jamaica except to reach a prime ministership to carry out whatever it is. Because listen to me, this is a conspiracy theory, you know. I have read enough, studied enough, watched enough to know that should he become prime minister and the fact that he is in the position that he is now, they must have been having discussions with him already from Britain. Discussions must have started to take place already. Yeah? Yeah, should he become prime minister? Yeah? In it? Yeah. Them and him having discussion already. For what? We don't know yet. But all things will reveal itself because God is God. And there's no other God above him. I told you from the beginning that this will never get better. This will always get worse. I have said it from the beginning. I continue to say it. it will never get better. The reason why he got so antsy since February is the results of the local government elections. Him get very antsy, like he was losing mind now. Now him start to be scared and start to worry, which is why he went down to the diaspora to get them full man for come rage demonstration against his country. Well, it's not for him country. Him not care about Jamaica. Send them go tear down Jamaica. If you want to talk up things against Mr. Wallace, half a tree there, crossroad there. Go up half a tree and go across road and bust up all kind of liberty against Mr. Wallace and the government. New York and foreign soil in front of Jamaican consulate. Jamaican consulate is not Mr. Wallace's consulate, you know. It's Jamaican consulate. The people in there might have been appointed by him, but they represent Jamaica. You don't go down there with them kind of foolishness, a bust up liberty upon Jamaica and foreign soil, and him supported and financed that by the party and the cocoa bread, never even buy them Pepsi, and supported them doing that foolishness. Go down there, go rile them up for go do it, tell them some lie when it was all designed to hide his dual citizenship. It was all designed to hide what him don't want nobody to find out. It's not about whether it's legal. It's about the cover up. It's about the lens that he went through to cover it up, to hide it from all of you, to make sure you don't know, because his plans are sinister and not in the best interest of Jamaica. And I know PJ Patterson a little bit. Should he have told PJ Patterson that? Should PJ Patterson have known that? He would have advised him. And if he never take the advice, PJ Patterson would have find a way to make sure some people know so them can advise him. Because PJ Patterson loved Jamaica. Peter Phillips loved Jamaica. He never even tell him in a circle. It's only Bunty knew. Only Bunty knew. Business partners from them are young men. Traveled together. Build them own businesses. Build businesses in Britain. Bunty children went to Britain. Boarding school in Britain. I mean, come on. Well, I think his daughter, not his son, went to school in Britain. Him knew. And when Mark went on TVJ yesterday morning to go talk about it, who was the second voice that came on the phone for come help him? Bunting. Because things falling apart. So it's the two of them again against the world. We should advise him to step aside. All along, we should have started advising him quietly. Tell him, say, step down. Because renouncing the citizenship now is not going to help it, going to make it worse. I'm tired to be right. Everything I'm telling you, I am right. And I'm not boasting about it and not pushing it down the throat. But I'm tired to be right. I want to be wrong. I would really want to be wrong about some things. There are days when I say things that I know that I'm right and wish in my heart that when it happened is wrong, me wrong. I wished that I am wrong about some things. I do sometimes. It's painful to watch my beloved party, my great little country, under this kind of strain. It's painful to watch. It was painful and heartbroken for me to watch the man misleading people on foreign soil about my country. Something that should never be done by any Jamaican. True Jamaican. They don't do that. While the Prime Minister himself was just a few miles away from them, they could have taken a train and gone down there, 10 of them, and give him a letter, have a discussion with him, tell him what their problem is. But that was not their intent. Their intent was to disrupt the Jamaican economy, to make Jamaica look bad, to make the international community question Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister for our country. We never vote for him, but he is the Prime Minister of our country. And that should take precedent over every damn thing else. So, yes, delegates, constituency executive, divisional members, parish leaders, PMP voters, PMP members. This is not a small thing. This is absolutely not a small thing. And it's not going to go away. So y'all should tell him. Move away from the leadership in the parliament and hand it over to somebody else. At this point, I don't even care who, as long as it's a born and bred Jamaican citizen who can manage it. Somebody who can talk and manage it and understand the whole thing. And I can't sit down there with him. And for some strange reason, I have a deep, deep hole in the bottom of my stomach when I say this. Because I know that most of you won't. I know that most of you will not tell him. When you don't have the courage, when you don't have the conviction, when you don't have the love of party and the love of country, when you love whatever it is you not get now, that take precedence over everything else. And most of you will not be able to tell him. It's all right. I will forgive you all one of these days for how you have backed him up, meaning foolishness. How you backed them up when we told you that they sabotaged the elections for Peter Phillips to lose. How Dayton Campbell empowered Lawrence Rowe and a whole host of other man and woman for go around the country go target some PNP candidates. I would never do nothing about that either. That mean nothing. When the argument is all right, who for stop it. So I want to come on my channel, I'm bitter. I'm not bitter. I want to continue to say it. I'm not bitter. I'm very contented in what I do. I'm very contented about what I say because I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I'm not conceited either. I just know I'm right. And I'm not doing it for me. Because if it was about me, this done long time. And me dying there, me and the whole around hug up and I laugh and I chat and I go out kind of food. No, it's not about me. It's never been about me. It has never been about anything that was done to me. Nothing was done to me. I'm going on one thing, sir. I don't consider anything was done to me. I don't look at things that way. At all. Well, I want to pretend I don't know me, but I don't. Never been that way for me. But I still believe. I still have faith. I still believe that the PNP is good. It's a good party. I still believe there are people in the PNP who are good people, who can build back this thing. I still believe that Jamaica would do well under a PNP government. I still do believe. And I still have faith because I believe in all kinds of things. I believe in miracles. I believe in angels. I look around for them every day. Miracles happen in my life every day. Things every day, things that I used to take for granted, I now consider them to be miracles. I believe in babies, everyone that is born as a blessing and a gift from God. Yeah. And this is where it is now. And it's really up to all of you that will receive this voice note. It's really up to all of you. And as I said, I know most of you will stay quiet and silent on it because on a position and whatever it is you get in, and whatever it is that position you hold and you don't want to be, run over. I understand. I do. I understand. But still, there comes a time when one has to decide whether you're going to take the right side or the wrong side. And that time is drawing nearer and nearer. That time is at nigh. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. God bless you all. And keep the children safe.